Hey everybody, just really quickly, I just wanted to give a word of encouragement today. You know, when is the last time you took the time to look in the mirror and say, I love you, I appreciate you, you are such an amazing and awesome person. Not to be cocky, but just to love you. Sometimes we get so hung up on who's not loving us, and who walked away from us, and who did us wrong, and who betrayed us, or the people who are not validating us or walking alongside of us. You know, I get to see posts a lot, you know, people saying, you know, people, when I start growing, people begin to fall by the wayside. And that's very true. That happens. I had to learn it the hard way. And I got hung up on that for a minute. And I'm like, well, goodness gracious, it seems like the minute you start growing, people start, well, that's what they're going to do. That's life. It happens. It happens when you begin to change. Sometimes the people around you begin to change. And that's life. And you just have to get used to it. But I want to say this today. When you know who you are, and you love you. Let me say this. Let me rephrase that. When you know who God is. Because a lot of times we are hung up and we have our whole selves wrapped up in what somebody else thinks about us and somebody else feels about us. And the only reason that our whole selves are wrapped up in what everybody else thinks and feels about us is because we don't know who God is. We don't know who our Creator is. And if we would take the time to get to know our Creator, if we would take the time to get to know what He's thinking about you and the plans He has for you, and you get focused on that. Lord, you have a purpose for me. I do have a purpose. Some of us are so busy being busy, trying to figure it out. And God is saying, if you would just be still and lean not to your own understanding. I said this the other day. But acknowledge me and let me direct you. Some of the things that you're doing, you wouldn't even do no more. Because you're just busy trying to make a name for yourself, or you're busy trying to be validated. And see, this is the thing. God told me something. Because I had kind of got caught up into that. Oh, well, what happened to this person? I thought this person was going to have my back, or I thought this person was going to have my back. And I got so caught up in that for a moment. And God let me know. He was like, wait a minute. Is validation your God? Have you allowed validation to be your God? Have you allowed your disease to be accepted, your need to be accepted, to become your God? Wait a minute. I'm God. And when I created you and I birthed your purpose into you, I validated you. And so, yes, it's a process. But if you would just humble yourself and get in my face, humble yourself, put your pride aside. This ain't about you. This has never been about you. Because I created you for me. God created us for Him. He didn't create us for us. He created us for His work. And He was like, so you are making validation your God. And God is a jealous God. And He said, I don't want validation to be your God. I want to be your God. I don't want your disease and need to be accepted, to be your God. So that's why it is important for us to heal. That is why it is important for us to clean our soulish realm. Get a soul cleanse. You know, God, I need you to work this thing out in my soul, because I've gotten so attached to what other people think about me. I've allowed my whole self-esteem to be wrapped up in what somebody else thinks about me. The man who walked away from me, now I can't live, I can't think, I can't move, I can't walk, because he left me. My whole self was wrapped up into him. My whole self was wrapped up into a job that I lost, or my whole self was wrapped up into this job. Well, look what I got. And if God took it away from you today, it would just crush your world. Some things God can't even move out of your life, although you put it before Him, because you can't handle it. You can't handle it. God wants to move you to another level, and your whole self-esteem is wrapped up in how much you make. and what people look at you and what they saying when they look at you. And God is saying, if you would just trust me, that loss you think you're taking is not a loss. The process itself is a gain, because I have something in store for you. I have something in store for you. He was saying, but you're so worried about other people. I'm going to tell you right now. There are some of y'all that God is saying, I'm allowing you to walk. You think you're alone, but you're not. You're going through this quiet season in your life. And it looks like people are falling off. And they are. Because I'm reconstructing your circle. But while I'm reconstructing your circle, I am teaching you to make it all about me. Because it was never about them anyway. It's always supposed to be all about me. Why do you think preachers fall? Ones that really loved God in the beginning. Why? They fall because they made it all about them. Why do you think people are altering the word of God to fit their ministries? Because they care about what everybody else thinks. And they've made what everybody else thinks. They're scared to lose the tithes of the church. The one thing I absolutely love about my pastor is she could care less. It's what God says. If I have to lose a member, I lose a member. If I have to lose the tithes, go ahead. God got my blessing anyway. You was never funding this. This is God's house. And he's going to fund it because this is his house. At the end of the day. And we can't make it all about us. Parents, we can't make it all about us. When it comes to our children, those are God's children. We can't make it all about, oh, my daughter goes to this school, and my son is doing this, and my child is doing this. And yes, we're proud of them because we worked hard to be. I'm so proud. I'm so proud of my children. But those are God's children. And as much as I'm proud of, oh my God, they are God's. And my prayer every day is, God, do what you will in their life. If you decide to take them another route, then you take them another route. That's your job. That's your choice. And I give them to you, God. They're yours. And they're grown. And I still have to give them to God. I still have to. God is saying, don't make validation your God. Don't allow other people's view of you rule your life. And once you can come from up under that, and you can relinquish that, and get in God's face, and find out who God is, and find out what his plans is for you, I'm going to tell you what's going to happen. You're going to begin to fall in love with you. You're going to begin to fall in love with you. Because once you begin to fall in love with God, and once he reveals to you, you get a revelation of what he wants for you. Some of y'all, he hadn't revealed everything yet because you can't handle it. But God has said, if you get in my face and let me reveal to you my plans for you, it's going to blow your mind. It's going to blow your mind. And some of you guys, you don't see yourself past where you are because you're not in God's face. The secret is your relationship with God. The secret is spending that time with God, that one-on-one time. Let me say this to you. How do you like it if somebody called yourself, that when you got your husband or your man or your friend, and they never got time for you? And the only time they have for you is when you're hurting. When they're hurting or when they need something. You would get tired of that. But I promise you, if you can take 10% of your time and give it to God, 10% of your day, 10% of your week, and just give it to God. Just start with something. 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. And I guarantee you, God is going to reveal to you something so great within yourself. He's going to begin to download direction. He's going to begin to download revelation. And it's going to change your life. And the people that you had your whole self wrapped up in, you're going to unravel yourself. And you're going to begin to fall in love with you. Because see, how can you not fall in love with God's creation? He created you. He did. And when he created you, he said, this is a good thing. You were fearfully and wonderfully made. You are beautiful. You are amazing because God created you. Because and not only that, because he sent his son. Listen, the love that you are looking for. Know that if somebody send their only begotten son to take a beating that they don't deserve, a perfect person that didn't deserve a beating, who loved you enough to hang him on the cross and let him rise again so that you can have second chances, so that you can make it to heaven. Don't you think you're loved? So some of you guys out there that don't, nobody loves me. Yes, they do. He sent his son to die for you. And God is saying, if you just steal away and give him a moment, give him just a little bit of time, you're going to begin to fall in love with him, and you'll begin to spend more time with him. He can show you who you are. He can show you what your purpose is, and you will begin to fall in love with you. And your self-worth will no longer be wrapped up into people who mean you no good. And not that they mean you no good. You yourself just wrapped up into other folk. God said, don't allow validation to be your God. Don't allow your need to be accepted. Don't like the likes on Facebook or the likes on Instagram or whatever else social media is out there. God said, do what I told you to do. Just do what I told you to do. Be obedient. Get in my word. Find out who I am so I can show you who you are, so you can fall in love with you. Then you're not worried about how everybody else feels. And then when you get in healthy relationships, see, this is the thing. When you begin to know who you are, when you really begin to know who you are, you will start attracting people who know who they are. When you begin to fall in love with you, you start attracting people who's in love with themselves in a good, healthy way. And then you have healthy relationships. Healthy relationships. You have to worry about people betraying you, because your circle will be filled with people who know who they are and walk with God. So today, I just wanted to give that word of encouragement. It's just get to know who God is. Listen, take some time during the day or a few days a week and say, I love you. And don't forget to tell God you love him. Don't forget to be thankful. Listen, everything, the fact that you're watching this video, the fact that you woke up today, the fact that you can see it, no matter what part, where you are in your life right now, it's a blessing. And if you would just let the spirit of gratitude overtake your heart about who God is, the shoes on your feet, my glasses, the necklace, the house I live in, the food, just become grateful. That itself will make you want to spend time with God. I'm serious. And it'll take you from that place of being so broken. Yeah, you may need somebody to walk with you. Yeah, you may need a good healing program. But the truth of the matter is that if you would just start focusing on God, he'll begin to change that thing around in you. Your need to be validated, your need to be accepted, your need to be seen. I'm telling you, we serve that type of God. You know why I know? Because that's my testimony. And so I just wanted to share that with you. Listen, you guys, thanks for watching, and you have a wonderful Sunday.